Good afternoon and welcome to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Let me just show you the timetable for the elections. Even though we don't want it to happen, we need to be very, very clear it's going to happen. And we'll be doing a series of things about this from here on. We need to be very pragmatic about the situation that we're in. As ever, you all know that I am for Yoruba Nation and I would like to get Yoruba Nation. But we have to be very, very clear to ourselves. We have to be honest to ourselves, honest with ourselves. The situation on ground right now is that election will take place for good or for bad or for whatever. It is going to happen unless they have interim governance, which El Rufai is talking about. We don't know. But what we need to do is before that election, since we know the election is going to take place, we need to give our people some knowledge of what they can do from here, from this moment on, what steps we can take. 8 days, 13 hours, 27 minutes, and 27 seconds to the next elections. We need to be able to, tell our people what they should do right now with the structure that is on ground. Because right now, the structure that is on ground, yes, we know it's a fraudulent 1999 constitution. It is. But that is the structure that we have on ground. Now, what we want our people to be able to do is within that structure, what steps can they take to begin to change the way they are being governed? What steps can they take? That is what we're trying to do in the discussions that I bring about here. So, 8 days to this election. Here's something that I want you to look at. And we are starting at the very foundation of any governance. We've already told you that the governance has failed. And I don't want to come and talk about different things and just talk about what is. They are all distractions. What I want you to do is every time we have discussions on this platform is to empower you with knowledge that you can use on a day-to-day basis to begin to make a difference in your own life. The goal is for Yoruba Nation, don't get me wrong. But from here to there, we need to work. We need to work for, work towards that by raising awareness. So, what do I mean by awareness? So, if we are talking about you in your local government area, for example, how will things run? What is supposed to happen? Do we know those things? So that's by example. That's an example of what I mean. So let me show you what I mean. So here is the Nigerian local government. We all know there are 774 local government areas. But what I want us to look at is that, look at this. 774 local government areas, each administered by a local government council consisting of a chairman, who is the chief executive, the other elected members, who are referred to as councillors. Each LGA is further subdivided into a minimum of 10 or 20 wards. A ward is administered to by a councillor. So who's your councillor? Who reports directly to the local government area chairman? The councillors fall under the legislative arm of the local government, the third tier of government in Nigeria, below the state government and the federal government. But what we are you need to understand something. As we currently speak, the local government, they have no autonomy. But you still need to know the structures. We need to know the structures, and that's what we're trying to do here. We need to know those structures. And if we don't know the structures, we can't challenge them. We need to know the structure. So this is something that all of us must share and really talk about. So when you get this broadcast, please share it. So let's look into the functions. The functions of a local government are detailed below in the Nigerian Constitution, and they include the following. Here we go. Economic recommendations to the state. So the local government can make recommendations about the local area to the state. Collection of taxes and fees. That's the job of the people who are in the local government. Establishment and maintenance of cemeteries, burial grounds, and homes for the destitute or infirm. Licensing of bicycles, trucks, other mechanically propelled trucks, kennels, wheelbarrows, and carts. Establishment, maintenance, and regulation of markets, motor parks, and public conveniences. Construction and maintenance of roads, streets, drains, and other public highways, parks, and open spaces. Naming of roads and streets and numbering of houses. Provision of and maintenance of public transportation and refuse disposal, registration of births, deaths, and marriages, assessment of privately owned houses or tenements for the purposes of levying such rates as may be prescribed by the House of Assembly of a state, control and regulation of outdoor advertising, movement and keeping pets of all descriptions, shops and kiosks, restaurants and other places for sale of food to the public, and laundries. So these are the functions that we know that each of the local government is responsible for. Keep in mind, the reason why we are talking about this is that we need to know those things, so that when you now go to the House of Assembly and say, to ask a question, now this information is going to give you the question you can ask the House of Assembly. That is why, like I said, we need this structure when we're going to create Yoruba Nation. This would be probably anywhere in the world, this is roughly what a local government is supposed to do, the responsibilities. It will be not too dissimilar. So these are kind of information that I really want us to begin to key in on. We need our people to begin to share this kind of knowledge. The responsibilities right from the ground up, from the councillors, responsibility of the councillors. We will come and talk about the role of the councillors and explain that in more detail. But firstly, I wanted you to understand, if we are going to go and speak to, for example, local government, the State House of Assembly in Ogun State or Lagos, for example, these are the questions we will be asking them about. So we want local people to get involved and reading this particular documentation, because this is what you're going to arm our people with, to go to the local government and question them. It's very important this process happens, because right now this structure is failing us, and the more people understand this, the more they can buy into Yoruba Nation further down the line. Because right now elections are going to take place. When that election takes place, whether or not, from here on, the questions that you should have in your mind when you're going to vote, when everybody's coming to talk to you, you say, these are the questions we want to ask. This is what the local government is supposed to do. It is not happening in my area. You need to answer that. Why is it that there's no collection of, there's no establishment and maintenance of cemeteries, burial grounds, homes for the destitute and infirm, bicycles, trucks, mechanically propelled trucks, canoes, wheelbarrows, licensing, establishment and maintenance of markets, motor parks, and public conveniences. Public conveniences, for example, that is the question you can ask. Why is it? Because you can see it is part of the responsibility for the local government. So the local government will have to, you can go to the State House of Assembly and say, these are the responsibilities for local government. But because you are not providing the funds, they can't do it. Now you see that you are informed. Now you are going with proper knowledge. My people, this is where we start. We need to rebuild. The journey for me is to, and for many of us is for Yoruba Nation, but these are the kind of things that we need to look into. And please, when you get this broadcast, I want you to share it. And I'll see if I can put the link up to it. But I really want us to look at those things that you see on the screen. I'm going to go so you can see it. You see? Functions of a local government are detailed in the Nigerian Constitution, like it says, but they include the following. You can see it there. So I'm just going to let it roll, so you can see it from end to end. I wanted you to just see it, So please, when you get this broadcast, do share it. This knowledge is very important for us. These are the questions that we will put towards each and every one of us. If you know this, you can be able to go to the House of Assembly and ask direct questions. I'm going to try and do this in Yoruba as well, to explain what it means, because we need this knowledge to challenge those who we elect. Please, those governors, those House of Assemblies, those senators, you are the ones paying them. The money they get is your money. And by having this information, you can question them. We need to change our mindset. I hope this is of use to you. 8 days to the election, we need us to begin to prepare. If that election takes place, whoever wins, whatever happens, we need to start taking action collectively. We need to go arming ourselves with information like you've just seen on the screen to begin to question them. And we mustn't relent. Each and every one of us must play a part in this. Don't just talk and just shout. And no, we need to have purpose. The responsibilities listed here should be put to the State House of Assemblies, and they should explain why the funds haven't been provided for this to happen. And then we then come and look at the role of the councillor as well. I'll come back with something in another broadcast for that. I want to keep it small. I don't want to do it too big. Watch this and share the broadcast. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. The song in behind says, how long will I go to suffer? To end the suffering, you need collective effort to be able to change the narrative and be able to have a better future. We need to work collectively. That's the only way. If we do not change that, we will still be suffering. Like the song says, how long will I go to suffer? It's time for us to work together. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'll be back later on. Thank you for watching. Please do share. When you get this broadcast, please do share. It's really, really important. It talks about the responsibilities, the roles and responsibilities for the local government. Let's have a look. The functions of the local government. So we're gonna, I'll title it literally, the functions of the local government, and that way it gives you an incline, some things you need to know. Functions of the local government in Nigeria. So that way we are trying to impart knowledge. Because it's not just about just talking. We want you to be engaged and start thinking yourself within your communities. That is the only way we can make the change. Thank you for watching. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Please share this broadcast. I'll be back later on. Thank you and bye for now.